famous Dempsey Sonny, long-count battle in Chicago 8 years before. Everyone stunned by the fury of Lewis's attack.
What's happening, my people? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, Mike Mazik. Salute to everyone and welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Box Storian. Today, the life and career of the real deal, Evander Holyfield. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Storian bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. How's everyone? This is the Friday afternoon edition Upcast Sports the Box historian. We're going to end the big week of boxing history up as usual with the profile. The real deal, Evander Holyfield today. Evander was in a couple of the weirdest fights we ever seen, too, remember? Remember the second fight with Mike? No, the second fight with Riddick Bowe was first. The Fan Man fight. Some idiot landed right on the corner of the ring, half in the ring, half on the apron, in some kind of contraption, right in the middle of the fight, man. And then he fell into the audience, and Riddick Bowe's entourage he got his butt beat. Man took the beating that night. And that was Bowe Holyfield 2. Kensaw Love 1. How are you today? Welcome. Friday afternoon edition. Life and career of the real deal, Evander Holyfield. But then he was in another weird one. The bite fight. And it was the second fight with Mike. Something about them second fights for Evander. But Mike chewed part of the man's ear off, right? A lot of people say he bit it. He not only bit it, he chewed part of it off. So, yeah, Evander's been in a couple of the weirdest fights in boxing history. We're going to talk about him today. Jarrell Hattie in the building. What's up, Jarrell? How are you this Friday afternoon? Everybody ready for the weekend is here. And, all the stuff been going back and forth about Mike being old and Jake being young and Mike still him. And it's all over because tonight is the fight. All the talking is over, okay? And the crow is in the oven warming up for somebody, okay? The crow is in the oven. They're baking it, You have to eat your crow baked. But yeah, I think it's fake anyway, man. This not a real fight. 8 rounds, 2 minutes. No knockout clause in effect. But it's tonight. And we got Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. We're going to talk about both cards in a few minutes. The one tomorrow, too. But Amanda is going for her 8th division, right? She can tie Manny Pacquiao tonight. And then if she can win this fight and go up to welterweight, get one more. She's got 9, right? Manny's 8 falls by the wayside. But how's everybody today? It's Friday afternoon, right at the end of another big week of boxing history. Don't miss Fantasy Matches Monday next week. It's Bud Crawford versus the Legends. Yeah. Oh, Bud Crawford. How will he do against Sugar Ray Robinson, Tommy Hearns, Henry Armstrong, Aaron Pryor, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd? Yeah, Bud gonna have to fight all of them Monday on Fantasy Matchups Monday. Don't miss it. Okay? But today we're gonna go over Evander. We got a whole bunch I got like 20-something of Evander's fights we're gonna talk about. From Dwight Muhammad Qawi all the way up to Vito Belfort. When he got knocked out of the ring, remember? Had no business in there. Supposed to have been Oscar, but Oscar had COVID or something, and Evander stepped in for him. First round, the man put Evander down. MMA fighter. So yeah, we're going to talk about all that today. But right now, let's talk about these 2 cards we got tonight. Well, tomorrow, one tonight, one tomorrow. Right? Don't forget the raffle too, though. We got a 50-50 raffle going on in the JBT. Moving kind of slow right now. Y'all better get in it. But what it is $5 will get you 1 chance. $20 will get you 5 chances. And whatever money we take in, you get half. The winner gets half. And the drawing will be December 21st. 5 minutes after the winner gets his hand raised in a big heavyweight rematch between Usyk and Fury. 5 minutes after that fight, the drawing will be done. Define Arnie 1, salute. Mike Rim in the building. Define Arnie 1 in the building. Salute, gentlemen. Today is Profile Friday. The real deal, Evander Holyfield. And all the talk is over because tonight is it, man. Okay. I'm baking crow right now. I was telling them, Mike and Define Arnie, I'm baking up some crow right now. Okay. Now I ain't eating no crow. I told y'all I'm going out of town. Instead of eating crow, Cast Sports will return after New Year's. Yeah. But salute everybody. How is everybody? It's Friday. Appreciate y'all stopping by today for this profile. Let's take a look at these fights tonight real quick. These two cards while we're waiting on 2:30. Get some more people time to get in here. They coming. Let's see. Let's just look at the Mike and Jake Paul card first. Yeah, let's do that. You know how we do on Friday. Let's take a quick look at the cards. Okay. Let's take a look at Mike and Jake first. Now, okay, this is from where? Arlington, Texas. AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowgirls. And I'm sticking with that today, the Dallas Cowgirls. Jay Hardcore ain't in here. They've been loose. They playing like Cowgirls this year. Oh, man, I hope none of y'all ain't Cowboys fans. I'm sorry. But yeah, the fight is in their stadium, right? And we got a couple featherweights on. This is the card. Featherweights. Bruce Carrington versus Dana Coolwell. Okay. Lightweights, Lucas Baldi versus Armando Casamonica. Then we go to super middleweight, Shadeja Green versus Melinda Watpool. That's the WBO Women's Super Middleweight title on the line. This would be Shadeja's second title shot. Remember, she fell a little short against Fran Chon last year, but I think Shadeja will get it this time. He's going for a second title shot tonight. And then we got a super middleweight, the men, Niraj Goyat versus Wenderson Nunez. I guess they men. I can't tell by them names what they are. Niraj Govat. Never heard of neither one of them versus Wenderson Nunez. Okay. They were super middleweights. Then we go to the welterweight division. Mario Barrios defending his WBC welterweight strap against Abel Ramos. That should be a good one. That should be a good one there. Yeah. Looking forward to that one. I got an asterisk by that one. See what Marios can do. And then the co-main event is Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. Katie is defending her WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO. And the ring, I think it's junior welterweight. It's a lightweight. I think it's junior welterweight. But I should have just said undisputed. Okay. But either way, it's a new division for Amanda. She's going for her 8th division, right? And then the main event in the heavyweight division, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul tonight on Netflix. We ain't got long now, a few hours away. Yeah. Been a lot of interesting conversation about them this week. A lot of people think Mike is too old. A lot of people say he's still him. Still the most dangerous man on the planet. But the good thing about it, we will see. I was in the camp of leaning toward too old, but I think it's not real, no way, man. But the rest of them on that card, Amanda and Katie is real. Shushu, Mario, Burial, Sabah Ramos, all of them real fights. Now the other card tomorrow. This is tomorrow. This is a Riyadh season here. Yeah, this is a Riyadh season. Old Turkey Ali Sheik in the Hall of Fame. I don't know how. What has he done? Promoted a few fights. But this is Zerdo and Chris Billiam-Smith, right? Saudi Arabia over there. And now Zerdo comes in at 46 wins, 1 loss, right? He was in an Oscar protection racket for years. But then he got in there against Bivol, and Bivol exposed him. Bivol exposed him, right? Beat the brakes off of him. But then he went up, that was at light heavyweight. Now, Zerdo went to cruiserweight, and he's the champion up there. putting it on the line tonight. What's up, BN Boxing News? BN Boxing News in the building. Another Fire JBT channel. Salute, BN Boxing News. Yeah, Zerto is at cruiserweight now. That's where this title fight is tonight, at cruiserweight. Okay. Now Zerto, like I said, 46-1, right? He's had the WBO super middleweight title. He had it from 2016 to 2018. That was super middleweight, right? Now he's looking to enhance his legacy. He lost the first fight of his career in 2022 when Dimitri Bivol beat the brakes off of him, right? Now this is a unification fight. WBA and WBO belts on the line, right? He's going up against Chris Williams-Smith, okay? He's the challenger tonight. Bear with me for a second. Yeah, Chris Williams-Smith is the challenger. He comes in with one loss also. 20 wins, one loss, right? And he's a former British Commonwealth and European champion, right? Calls himself the gentleman. He's got 13 wins by knockout out of his 20 wins. And he beat Lawrence Oakley to win the WBO belt and has successfully defended it twice, playing spoiler against Richard Riaporhe at Crystal Palace. Yeah, it's the unification. Zerto has the WBC. One of them. It's the unification. 2 belts on the line. Williams-Smith has the WBO. Zerto. I just said which belt he had, didn't I? Yeah. But anyway, it's a unification fight, okay? Zerto has the WBA. Williams-Smith, WBO. Okay, now what else happening on this card? Real quick before we get started with Evander Holyfield, the real deal. Okay, let's look at who else is on here real quick, okay? We got Jose Ramirez versus Arnold Barboza Jr. Ramirez is 29-1. Still only losses to Josh Taylor, remember? In that undisputed fight. That was undisputed, him and Josh Taylor. And Barboza comes in at 30-0. Okay, so this could be a good one. Thomas Hill in the building. What's up, T. Hill? Good to see you today. Well, just going over the cards real quick before we get started. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. Yeah, Jose Ramirez still only got that one loss to Josh Taylor in the undisputed fight, and Barboza hasn't been beaten yet. Okay, that's that junior welterweight, 140. And we have Oscar Collazo versus Damanoon Tien. Okay. And let me show you this guy's name. You know, I like to show y'all names. I'll let y'all pronounce it, because I can't. Ain't the same to say I can't pronounce it. Look at this. What in the world is this, man? Between this first and last name is about 50 letters, man. Damanoon. I think that's it. Damanoon. What kind of name is that? It's coming in. Stay with me. I'm going to call him TN. Okay? N-I-Y-O-M. You know, I can't pronounce it. I can't even spell it right. And it's sitting right in front of me. T-R-O-N-G. There it is. He's going up against Oscar Collazo. That guy. Okay? And they are, what weight class are they? They are minimum weight. Wow, 105. Minimum weight. Okay? Now, Collazo is 10-0. And TN is 25-0. Wow. And WBA, WBO belts on the line. Right? Collazo's belts on the line. Then we have William Zepeda and Tevin Farmer. That was a good card, man. William Zepeda and Tevin Farmer on the card. Wow. Lightweights, 135. The paid is 31-0. Farmer, 33 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw. And the interim WBC lightweight title is at stake in this fight. I believe it's vacant at the moment, right? Yeah. A couple more. Oscar Duarte versus, oh my God, they keep doing it to me. BA, voted hero, Akhmadov, okay? Super lightweights, 140. I thought Duarte was fighting Kenneth Sims. What happened? What happened? I did not know they had changed it. I could have sworn he was fighting Kenneth Sims, right? Anyway, Duarte is 27 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. Akhmadov is 10-3. I think he's just like stepping in. Could have sworn Kenneth Sims was on this card. Okay, but that's the 2 cards. One tonight, one tomorrow. Wasn't it Oscar Duarte against Kenneth Sims at one time? I could have sworn it was. But it's Akhmadov tonight. That's the Chris Berger-Smith, Gilberto Ramirez. In Houston, we have a problem. The screen is all messed up. If I go out, I'll see y'all Monday. I tell y'all ahead of time. Okay, there we go. I got it back. Yeah, we're going to get started in like 5 minutes. But don't forget the raffle. Don't forget to get your tickets, okay? The half and half, 50-50. Whatever the JBT takes in, the winner gets half, December 21st. 5 minutes after Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk get their hands raised, the drawing will be held. Just like last time, the Bivol Beterbiev fight, 5 minutes after the fight, Jay Hardcore spent the wheel. And get those blocks, because remember, the guy won 2 of the 3 prizes last time. He had 21 chances, He had 7 blocks of 25. He got 3 for 25. He had 7 of them. And he won 2 out of the 3 prizes. So get about 10 of those blocks, It's only $200, And think you might win 1,000. Depending on what we take in. You get half. 4 days before Christmas. Somebody gonna have a Merry Christmas. You can save that money up and use it, put it towards your JBT meet and greet trip next summer in Jamaica. Yeah. Or help pay my way down there. Give me half of before Christmas present. Half of your half. I'll take it. I ain't greedy. But yeah, I was talking earlier at the beginning about Evander's been in a couple of weirdest fights in boxing history, though. Remember the Riddick Bowe fight, remember? Man jumped in there. Remember that? Came in there on some kind of contraption and landed like half in the ring, half out. He landed over there on the apron, and he fell into the audience right in the lap of Riddick Bowe's entourage. And man, they beat the brakes off of Fan Man. He took the worst beating that night. There he is right there. There's Fan Man. Now, what is that? Look like he got a heart on the back of it. Look at that. Now, what is that, man? And they say it was Riddick Bowe and Holyfield was fighting, and Holyfield looked up, and then he told Riddick Bowe to look up. And Riddick looked up. Now, I wouldn't have looked up in that fight. Holyfield could have been pulling the old okie doke, telling him to look up and then tag him. But it really was something coming down. It was Fan Man. And he landed right in the corner of the ring, man. And Riddick got the worst of it because he was winning at that time, I thought. And his wife fainted in the audience. They had to take her out of there to the hospital, and he was aware of all that. So his mind wasn't on the fight the rest of the way, and Holyfield got the decision. But Riddick got the next one. He got the trilogy, knocked Holyfield out. Had it been for Fan Man, Riddick probably would have won all 3 of them. Yeah, Fan Man came in there. Holyfield told Riddick, look up. Fan Man was coming down. Riddick looked up. Now, I wouldn't have, though, because, like I said, that could have been the okie doke. Look up, wham, they hit him right in the chin. You ain't looking up. That could have been it. But yeah, Fan Man was really coming down. There he is. Now, I wonder where he came from. Would somebody let him out of an airplane or something? Because they was fighting outside, remember? It was out Las Vegas, I think the Thomas and Mack Center somewhere out there in Vegas. It was an outside venue, and Fan Man came on in. Fan Man crashed. He literally crashed that party. Literally crashed it, man. Yeah. But that was crazy. I saw it, man. I was watching it. And then he fell off into the audience right in Riddick's entourage, and they beat him up. Fan Man took the worst beating of the evening. Yes, he did. Come in here and messed the fight up. Riddick's wife fainted, had to be taken to the hospital. Distracted Riddick like that. And he beat the other two fights, remember? Against Holyfield. Yeah. But let's get ready to get into it. The life and career of the real deal, Evander Holyfield. Yeah. Evander went through light heavyweight, cruiserweight, heavyweight, yeah. Champion at all of them too. Yeah. Undisputed. Mm-hmm. Evander got a few records. We're gonna talk about them. We are going to talk about them today. But everybody ready for the weekend? Got something big planned? Just have a safe one so we can hook back up here Monday. Because y'all don't want to miss that fantasy matchup Monday this week. It's Bud Crawford versus the Legends. That's right. Bud Crawford himself versus the Legends. Because they always say about Bud, you know, he's the type of fighter you could put in any era and he would be a star, you know. You can't say that about every fighter. Bud is one of them old school guys. You can take him all the way back to the 20s with Henry Armstrong and Benny Leonard and all them boys, and Bud would have been a star fighting them. Put him in the 40s with Ike Williams and Bo Jack and Bob Montgomery, Sugar Ray. Bud would have been fine right with them. Then put him in the 70s and 80s with the Four Kings. Bud would have been fine, man. 90s with Oscar Floyd and all of them guys, man. Bud would have been fine in any era. That type of fighter. And we're going to find out Monday, though. Let's Talk Fashion said Bud probably go undisputed. I don't know about all that, though. Now, remember, Tommy Hearns always had the advantage with that reach and stuff at welterweight. But he's not going to have that much of a reach over Bud because Bud got an extraordinary reach for his height. They say Bud can stand up straight and touch his knees, you know, with his hands. So, but Hearns always was a problem at welterweight because of that height and that reach, accompanied by that all-time jab and that power right hand. Pound for pound, one of the best, most powerful right hands in the business. And Hearns used to be a light-hitting boxer, but that power had to be in there. Emmanuel Stewart brought it out of him. Yeah. But let's get started with the real deal, Evander Holyfield. Life and career of the real deal, Evander Holyfield. Okay, that's one of my favorite nicknames too. Now let's see a little bit about him first. Now Evander fought at light heavyweight, cruiserweight, and heavyweight during his career, right? And he fought out of the orthodox stance. He was 6'2.5" tall. And Evander had a reach of 77.5 inches, okay? And he had a total of 57 fights during his professional career. He won 44. He lost 10. Had 2 draws. One no contest. You know that no contest was the bite fight. Yeah, the bite fight. And they actually tried to start it again, and guess what happened? Now, when Mike first bit him, didn't chew the air off yet. And the referee, Mills Lane, was getting ready to disqualify him, but Evander Holyfield and Lou Duva, his trainer, convinced the referee to let him fight. But guess what happened? Mike bit him again. Then he chewed part of his ear off. So the referee, Mills Lane, said, that's it, man. I don't care what y'all say. This thing over with. But he let him continue after biting him the first time, and Mike bit him twice, man. Ain't that crazy? Yeah. But Evander got 29 by knockout. 29 of his 44 wins. Let's say he had 44 wins. Yeah, 29 of them by way of knockout for Evander. Okay. Now let's get into it. Okay, now. Okay. What's going on? Yeah. Okay, now Evander, wow, that's too big, man. I ain't no first grader. Damn, I got to write big, like letters like 9 inches big and stuff, man. Damn, like I'm in kindergarten or something. Remember in kindergarten, you write them big letters, almost the whole page. I had my letters like that just now. But anyway, Evander was born October 19th, 1962. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like, what now, 52? No, 62. About 62 now, yeah. Just had a birthday, matter of fact. 5 days after mine, October 19th. Now he competed from, oh Lord, what is going on here? Oh, here we go. My big fingers. He had a 27-year career from 1984 to 2011. Longevity, right? And he reigned as the undisputed champion at cruiserweight in the late 1980s and at heavyweight in the early 1990s. And he was the only boxer in history to win the undisputed championship in 2 weight classes in the 3-belt era. Now that was later surpassed in the 4-belt era by Terrence Crawford, Naoya Inoue, Alexander Usyk, Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor. Yeah. But Evander was the only one to do it in the 3-belt era in 2 weight classes. Only one. Yep. He was nicknamed the real deal, right? He's the only 4-time world heavyweight champion. Won it 4 times. Having held the unified WBA, WBC, and IBF titles from 1990 to 1992. One. Then he had the WBA and IBF titles again from 93 to 94. That was his second. Then he had the WBA title a 3rd time from 1996 to 1999. Had the IBF title a 3rd time from 1997 to 1999. And finally, he won the WBA title for a 4th time from 2000 to 2001. And he tried 5 a few times, but he never got over the hump and got that 5th one. Got it for the 5th time, but he tried. We're going to talk about it. Ray Patterson in the building, straight out of New Jersey. What's up, RP? How you doing today? We talking about the real deal today, RP. Evander Holyfield. Yeah. Only man to be 3-belt undisputed in 2 weight classes. That was the WBA, WBC, and the IBF. I think the WBO was around, but the other ones wasn't recognizing it yet, you know. They didn't like the guys they was making champions and stuff, you know. And WBC, everybody followed them. It was Mauricio's father back in them days, and he wasn't no better than Mauricio. Bad for boxing. Mm-hmm. Biased. Yep. Corrupt. Mm-hmm. Now, as an amateur, right? As an amateur, Evander represented the United States at the 1984 Summer Olympics, winning a bronze medal in the light heavyweight division. He was cheated. We're going to talk about that later. Now he got cheated. Now he turned professional at the age of 21, moving up to cruiserweight in 1985 and winning his first world championship the following year, defeating the white Muhammad Qawi for the WBA title. He then went on to defeat Ricky. Now we're going to talk about these fights a little deeper later, but I'm just touching on his career briefly right now. After Qawi, he went on to defeat Ricky Parkey and Carlos de Leon to win the WBC and IBF titles, thus becoming the undisputed cruiserweight champion, right? Then he moved up to heavyweight in 1988, later defeating Buster Douglas in 1990 to claim the unified WBA, WBC, and IBF heavyweight titles and the undisputed heavyweight championship. And the Buster Douglas that beat Mike Tyson, I think he would have dominated Holyfield. We never saw that Buster Douglas again, man. The Buster Douglas that beat, now everybody say Mike had an off night and didn't train and all that, but you got to give Buster his credit too, because Buster was in shape and had a brilliant game plan, and he had that long, busy jab, man, and Mike couldn't get past it. And Buster was not intimidated, man. Took the fight to Mike. And that Buster would have been a problem for Holyfield, but in between the Tyson and Holyfield fight, they say Buster ballooned up to almost 400 pounds, man. Yeah, he didn't take it serious. He shocked the world against Mike, and then that Buster never came back again. Yeah. But anyway, Holyfield took his belts and became undisputed again in 1990. That was when it was supposed to have been Holyfield and Tyson, but Buster Douglas didn't get the memo and upset the apple cart, right? Nobody told Buster that he was a warm-up, a tune-up for Holyfield and Tyson. Nobody told him. So he went in and knocked Tyson out. Now, Holyfield successfully defended his title 3 times with victories over former champions Big George Foreman and the Eastern Assassin Larry Holmes. They was older then, but he beat both of them. They're on his record. And on the box record, it don't say nothing about being old. It just say George Foreman and Larry Holmes, 2 of Holyfield's victims, right? And after Larry Holmes, he suffered his first professional loss to Riddick Bowe in 1992, right? But he regained the title a year later in the rematch in the Fan Man fight. Remember, I was just talking about Fan Man, defeating Bowe for the WBF and IBF titles. Yep, yeah, the Fan Man fight. For y'all that wasn't in here, in case you have never seen Fan Man, I got him for you. Where you at, Fan Man? Damn, did I erase it? I don't know. But we got him later on when we get to that fight anyway, so let's continue. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. Yeah, the Fan Man fight. There's Fan Man. Came down out of nowhere. Holyfield told Bowe, look up. Their Fan Man was coming down. But let's continue. I don't even know what that is. Looked like that thing on the back shaped like a heart. Okay. But yeah, he suffered his first defeat to Riddick Bowe, right? And he got him back in the rematch. In the Fan Man fight, right? Took the WBA and IBF titles because Bowe relinquished the WBC title beforehand. Remember the trash can incident? He took all 3 from Holyfield, but by the time they had the rematch the next year, that was when he had to throw the WBC title in the trash can incident. So he only had the IBF and the WBA then. So he ran and then become undisputed that time. Bowe gave that up. But then Evander lost both of those titles in an upset against Michael Moorer in 1994, right? And then he was forced to retire in 1994 upon medical advice, only to come back a year later with a clean bill of health. Okay? Let's talk fashion. Hashtag JBT in the building. What's up? Let's talk fashion. We're talking about the real deal. Evander Holyfield today. Okay. Everybody seen that fire Let's Talk Fashion come out Wednesday. The interview with Lamont Roach, the one get ready to fight Tank. Yeah. And Lamont Roach is a fashion guy too, man. He was talking that fashion, yeah, man. That was fire. You know, FIYA, fire. Okay, let's continue. But salute Let's Talk Fashion. Hashtag JBT. It's just boxing talk. Okay. Yeah, he was forced to retire because of some kind of medical. We're going to get into that later too. But then he came back a year later with a clean bill of health. And in 1996, he finally met Mike Tyson, right? And Mike had got out of prison, and Mike had won the WBA title by that point. And Evander took that from him, right? And the fight with Mike was the Ring Magazine's, the first one was Ring Magazine's Fight of the Year and Upset of the Year, right? Holyfield won the Upset of the Year. Do they still announce Upset of the Year? I don't know. But I know all that's coming up now. Fight of the Year, fighter, trainer, prospect, all that's coming up now, right? Okay. And when he beat Mike, that made him the first boxer since Muhammad Ali to win a world heavyweight title 3 times. Yep, he was the only one to do it since Muhammad Ali. Yep, 3 times. Then he won a 1997 rematch against Tyson, right? The bite fight, which saw Tyson disqualified in round 3 for not only biting Holyfield's ear, bit a part of it off. And he did it twice. Remember I told y'all, he bit it first. He didn't bite it off first. And the referee Mills Lane was going to disqualify Mike, but Holyfield and Lou Duber, his trainer, convinced the referee to let the fight continue. And then Mike bit him again. This time he bit part of it off, and Mills Lane said, "That's it, man. You out of here." Yeah. That was the bite fight. Mike got disqualified, no contest. And during this reign as champion, Holyfield also avenged his loss to Michael Moorer and reclaimed the IBF title from Moorer, right? Yeah, avenged that loss to Moorer. Sure did. In 1999, he faced Lennox Lewis in a unification fight for the undisputed WBA, WBC, and IBF titles. He was going for undisputed again. This fight ended in a very controversial split draw. And Holyfield lost in the rematch 8 months later to Lennox, right? Then the following year, he defeated John Ruiz for the vacant WBA title. And then he became the first boxer in history to win a version of the heavyweight title 4 times, past Ali's record. Now, remember, he was the first one to win it 3, him and Ali. Now, Evander is the first one to win it 4 times. And Melanin Queen 27 is in the building. What's up, Melanin Queen? How's your day going? We right at the weekend, too. Yeah, Melanin Queen 27 will keep you notified of the raffle and anything else we got going on in this JBT organization. She's the best moderator in the history of moderators. The textbook definition of a moderator. Salute, Melanin Queen. Evander Holyfield today. Yeah, Evander, he became the first man to win the heavyweight title 4 different times. Yep. But then he lost the rematch against Ruiz 7 months later. And then he fought him a 3rd time, which ended in a draw. Right? Okay, ended in a draw. Now, Evander retired in 2014, and he's ranked number 77 on the Ring's list of 100 greatest punchers of all time. And in 2002, the Ring named him the 22nd greatest fighter of the past 80 years, right? And he currently ranks number 91 in BoxRec's ranking of the greatest pound-for-pound boxers of all time. 91, wow, that's back there. But look at all the boxers they had, so I don't know. Boxing Scene ranked Evander the greatest cruiserweight of all time. You bet Al Booker in here. Al Booker think it's Usyk. He in here? No, Al Booker in here. He think it's Usyk. Okay, yeah, but BoxRec ranked Evander the greatest cruiserweight of all time, man. He is also the first boxer to hold world titles in 3 different decades, right? Now, Manny did it. Manny got 4, but Evander was first to get it in 3. He won in the 80s, he won in the 90s, and he won in the 2000s. Manny has 4. Manny has 90s, 2000s, 20 teens, and 2020. Is that what you call it, 20 teens? Like 2011 to 2020? And then he got one in the 20s when he beat Keith Thurman, remember? Yeah. And then in 2015, Evander was inducted into the International Boxing Sports Hall of Fame on his first go-round. First try. Yeah. Now let's look at his early life. Then we're going to get into his professional. We're going to go into deeper into these fights that we just touched on briefly. You know, what happened during the fights, the knockdowns, all that kind of stuff. But his early life. Now, like I told you, he was born October 19th, 1962 in the mill town of Atmore, Alabama, right? He was the youngest of 9 children. And he was much younger than his other siblings. And he was born from a different father than the rest of them, you know? His family later moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where he was raised in the crime-ridden Bowen Homes housing projects, right? And he describes himself as a physical late bloomer. Upon graduating from Fulton High School in 1980, he was only 5'8", right? And weighed only 147 pounds. Now, by the age of 21, he had grown to 6 feet and weighed 178 pounds. Yeah, he blew up. He grew an additional 2.5 inches in his early 20s, finally reaching his adult height of 6'2.5", right? Now, amateur career. Evander's amateur career. Okay, amateur career. Now, he began boxing at the age of 7, and he won the Boys Club boxing tournament. Now, at age 13, he qualified to compete in his first Junior Olympics. And by the age of 15, Holyfield became the Southeastern Regional Champion, winning this tournament and the Best Boxer Award of the tournament, okay? Put my glasses. Yeah, he won the tournament, and he was the best boxer in the tournament. The real deal, okay? By 1984, he had an amateur record of 160 wins and 14 losses, with 76 knockouts. And when he was 20 years old, he represented the United States in the 1983 Pan American Games in Caracas, Venezuela, where he won a silver medal after losing the Cuban world champion, Pablo Romero. Yeah, them Cubans, they win everything, man. Because, you know, they like grown men in their 20s fighting teenagers and stuff, because they can't turn pro. You know, they got a defect, they can never go back home. So, yeah, that's why they win so much. Really, they should be fighting professionally, but, you know, hey, but, you know, they can't turn pro, so what else can they do? But the following year, he was a national Golden Gloves champion, and he won a bronze medal in the 1984 Summer Olympic Games in Los Angeles, California, after a controversial disqualification in the second round of the semifinal against New Zealand's Kevin Burry. And guess what? Kevin Burry of New Zealand, it was the referee was from New Zealand too. That should never happen in the Olympics, man. And I don't know how the United States Olympic Committee let that happen. Put Evander in there against the guy, and the guy from his country was refereeing the fight. They should have put a halt or put a protest on that, man. And the guy cheated, right? Evander went to throw the punch, and the referee, when he got halfway through, the referee gonna holler, stop. You could hurt yourself by to stop halfway through a punch like that. Hard as they throw heavyweights too. So Evander followed through and hit the guy and knocked him out, and the referee disqualified. He set that up on purpose like that. So his countryman could win, probably was his uncle or something, man. But yeah, the United States Olympic Committee should have been on top of that, man. They should never let one of their fighters go in there against a fighter in the Olympics and the referee from the same country. I mean, the Olympic Committee, they shouldn't even set that up. It's enough amateur referees where that shouldn't happen, you know? Just shouldn't happen. But let's get into his professional career now, okay? Evander Holyfield's professional career. Oh, shoot. Man, I thought I had ended the whole stream. I'm always hitting buttons. But professional career, okay? Man, I would have to go out and start it all over. I would have just said, see y'all next week, man. We hook back up Monday. Oh, man. Yeah, early life, I did that. I'm trying to get to his. We had his professional career, right? Stay with me for a minute. Yeah, professional career. Okay, started out at light heavyweight. Remember? Now we're gonna get into some of these fights we talked about. We're gonna get into them now. Started out at light heavyweight. Okay. Yeah, I gotta keep track. I got a list of all my pictures and stuff, so you know. Light heavyweight. Now, Evander Holyfield started out professionally as a light heavyweight with a televised win in 6 rounds over Lionel Byarm at Madison Square Garden on November 15th, 1984. That was the night of champions. All those guys that won medals, that team in 84, Pernell Whitaker and all those guys, Tyrell Biggs, Meldrick Taylor, they all started their professional career on the same night at Madison Square Garden. It was called Night of Gold. Of course, Evander had a bronze because he was cheated, but yeah, all of them started out. That's why it was on TV. Yeah. He was part of that card. November 15th, 1984. Wow. Is today the 15th? Ain't that something? This is the anniversary of that Night of Gold. Wow, wait. Ain't that something? On January 20th, 1985, he won another 6-round decision over Eric Winbush in Atlantic City, New Jersey. On March 13th, he knocked out Fred Brown in the first round in Norfolk, Virginia. And on April 20th, he knocked out Mark Rivera in 2 rounds in Corpus Christi, Texas. Yeah, Evander was busy. So then he went to cruiserweight, right? Didn't stay at light heavyweight long. Both him and his next opponent, Tyrone Boozer, moved up to the cruiserweight division for their fight on July 20th, 1985, back in Norfolk, Virginia. Holyfield won an 8-round decision over Boozer. He then went on to knock out Rick Myers in the first round on August 29th in his hometown of Atlanta. First time fighting at home. Then on October 30th in Atlantic City, New Jersey, home of Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. I don't know if it's Atlantic City, but he's straight out of New Jersey. But anyway, on October 30th in Atlantic City, Holyfield knocked out Jeff Meacham in 5 rounds. And his last fight in 1985 was against Anthony Davis on December 21st in Virginia Beach, Virginia, the day of the big JBT draw on December 21st. He won by knocking out Davis in the 4th round, right? Now, he began 1986 with a knockout in 3 rounds over former world cruiserweight challenger Chisanda Muddy. Evander getting him up out of there. And then he proceeded to beat Jesse Shelby and Terry Mims before being given a world title try against the champion Dwight Muhammad Qawi. Okay? Dwight Muhammad Qawi. There they are right there. Oh no, that's not them. I was supposed to show that picture, but I didn't. But yeah, the first title shot was against Dwight Muhammad Qawi. There they go. Yeah. Okay. And this was at cruiserweight. Dwight was a WBA cruiserweight champion at that time. Oh, okay. Ray said straight out of Atlantic City. Okay, I was right. I am straight out of Atlantic City. Okay, RP. I got you. So I was right. Now, yeah, his first title shot against Dwight Muhammad Qawi for the WBA cruiserweight title. This fight was called the best cruiserweight fight of the 1980s by the Ring magazine after it was over. Holyfield became world champion by defeating Qawi by a narrow 15-round split decision, right? Now, okay, he culminated 1986 with a trip to Paris, France, where he beat Mike Brothers by knockout in 3 rounds. Now, this was a non-title fight. His title was not on the line. In 1987, he defended his title against former Olympic teammate and gold medal winner, Henry Tillman. Okay, yeah, they were on that Olympic team. Henry Tillman got the gold medal. Henry Tillman was also part of that night of gold at the Garden in 1984. Yeah, Henry Tillman was there. Mm-hmm. And Evander beat him, right? And Tillman had beat Mike Tyson twice as an amateur. And Holyfield retained the belt, winning by a 7th round knockout, okay, over Henry Tillman. Okay. He then went on to unify his WBA belt with the IBF belt held by Ricky Parkey, knocking Parkey out in 3 rounds. Then, for his next fight, he returned to Paris, France, where he retained the title with an 11th round knockout against former world champion Aussie Ocasio. Evander's getting him up out of there, man. I don't know why his knockout rating high. He must have slowed up as he got later in his career, because early he was getting him up out of there. Then in his last fight of 1987, he offered Muhammad Qawi a rematch. And this time he beat Qawi by a knockout in only 4 rounds. Remember, the first one was a 15-round split, real close split decision, but this time he got him out of there by knockout. 4 rounds. Now, 1988 was another productive year for Holyfield. He started out by becoming the first universally recognized world cruiserweight champion after defeating the lineal and WBC champion, Carlos de Leon. Okay, there's him and Carlos right there. Evander and Carlos de Leon. Right? Beat him in 87. And this fight was in Las Vegas, and it was stopped after 8 rounds. Okay? So after that, he went to heavyweight. Okay? After that fight, Evander. After that fight, Evander announced he was moving up in weight to pursue the World Heavyweight Championship. Okay? Yep. Held by Mike Tyson. His first fight as a heavyweight took place on July 16th when he beat former Tyson rival James Quick Tillis by a 5th round knockout in Lake Tahoe, Nevada. Tillis had gone the distance with Tyson, right? For his third and final fight of 1988, he beat former heavyweight champion Pinklon Thomas, also by a knockout in 7 rounds. Okay? Then he began 1988. No, 1989. He began 1989 meeting another former heavyweight champion, Michael Dokes. There they go, Holyfield and Dokes. This fight was named one of the best fights of the 1980s by Ring Magazine, called Best Heavyweight Fight of the 80s. So he was in the Best Cruiserweight Fight of the 80s against Quali for Ring Magazine, and he was in the Best Heavyweight Fight of the 80s with Ring Magazine with Michael Dokes. Yep. Okay. Holyfield won by a knockout in the 10th round, and then he met Brazilian champion Adilson Rodriguez, who lasted 2 rounds. Holyfield got him out of there in 2 rounds. Holyfield is getting him up out of there, man. His last fight of the 1980s in 1989 was against Alex Stewart, a hard-punching French contender. Stewart shot Holyfield early with quick, hard punches, but he eventually fell in 8, got him up out of there too. In 1990, Holyfield beat Seamus McDonald, knocking him out in 4 rounds. Started the 90s just like he ended the 80s, getting him up out of there. There's Al Booker. What's up, AB? Hey, AB, they said Holyfield was the best cruiserweight ever. I know you disagree. I was telling them that you think it's Usyk. Ring Magazine said it was Holyfield, AB. So I don't know. What do you think, AB? Holyfield or Usyk, the best cruiserweight ever? I'll tell you what I think after you go. Yeah. But yeah, he started out the 90s, beat Seamus McDonald, knocked him out in 4 rounds. And Holyfield was getting him up out of there early too, man. Wow. Now by this time, Holyfield had been Ring Magazine's #1 contender for 2 years and had yet to receive a shot at Tyson's heavyweight title. Had yet to get a shot at the title and been the contender for 2 years. Sound kind of like Canelo and Benavidez. Wow. So now, let's talk about when he became the undisputed heavyweight champion. Holyfield had been promised a title shot against Tyson in 1990, but you know what happened, right? Before that fight could occur, in what many considered to be the biggest upset in boxing history, maybe sports history, period. Relatively unknown boxer, 29-year-old, 231-pound Buster Douglas, defeated the 23-year-old, 218-pound Mike Tyson in 10 rounds in Tokyo, Japan, to become the new undisputed heavyweight champion. So instead of fighting Tyson, Holyfield was Douglas's first title defense. Yep. First and only title defense. We never saw that Buster to beat Tyson again. Holyfield was his first and only title defense. They met on October 25th, 1990. Now, Douglas came into the fight at 246 pounds. And they said between the Tyson and Holyfield fights, he ballooned up to like 400 pounds, man. Yeah. And he offered little in the fight against Holyfield. Holyfield was in ideal shape at 208, man, 208 pounds. In the 3rd round, Douglas tried to start a combination with a big right uppercut. Holyfield countered with a straight right hand, and Douglas went down for the count. That was it. Holyfield was the new, undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Yep. Took it from Buster Douglas. Now, at the time of the knockout, Holyfield was ahead on all three judges' scorecards. All of them had a 20-18 for Holyfield. It was in the third round, and all three judges had gave the first two rounds to Holyfield, okay? Now, in his first defense, he beat former and future world champion George Foreman. Yeah, former and future. Big George, remember? He was on his comeback. And Holyfield beat him for his first defense at heavyweight. Big George. Like Big George making a face at him. Wow. And the fight was billed as a battle for the ages, a reference to the age difference between the young undefeated champion, 28-year-old Holyfield, and the much older George Foreman, who was 42 years old at the time. Now, Holyfield came in at 208 pounds, and Foreman came in at 257 pounds. Wow. Foreman lost the fight by unanimous decision, but surprised many people by lasting the entire 12-round distance against a much younger opponent, even staggering Holyfield a couple times and knocking him off balance in the 7th round, right? Okay, now, after the Foreman fight, a deal was finally signed for Holyfield to defend his crown against Mike Tyson in November 1991. Now, he waited 2 years as Mike Tyson's #1 contender, but soon as Holyfield get it, now Tyson want to fight him, okay? Now, Tyson delayed the fight, claiming he was injured in training, but was then convicted for the rape. Got convicted for rape of Desiree Washington, so the fight was off again. Mike got sentenced to 6 years in prison, right? Fight did not happen again. They finally fought in 1996, right? They finally fought in 1996. Holyfield won by TKO in 11 rounds. And a rematch in 97, Holyfield won by disqualification in the 3rd round after the bite took place. But we're going to get to that. Now, Holyfield made his next title defense in Atlanta against late replacement Bert Cooper over Francesco Damiani, who suffered a foot injury in training days before the fight. Okay? So this guy was a late replacement. And Cooper surprised Holyfield with a very good effort. Holyfield scored the first knockdown of the fight against Cooper with a powerful shot to the body. But Cooper returned the favor with a good right hand that set Holyfield against the ropes. Now, while not an actual knockdown, referee Mills Lane gave Holyfield a standing 8 count. Now, having suffered the first technical knockdown of his professional career, Holyfield regained his composure quickly and administered a beating that left Cooper still on his feet but unable to defend himself. Holyfield landed brutal power shots, culminated by repeated vicious uppercuts that snapped Cooper's head back. Referee Mills Lane stopped the fight in the 7th round. Yep. Yeah, Mills Lane stopped it in the 7th. Okay? Now, next fight. Larry Holmes. In the first fight of 1992, in his first fight of 1992, he faced 42-year-old former world heavyweight champion Larry Holmes, the Eastern Assassin. And Larry had just pulled off an upset against Ray Mercer. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Now, during the fight, Holyfield suffered the first scar of his career with a gash opening up over his eye, the result of a Holmes elbow. Now, the fight ended with a unanimous decision in favor of Holyfield, right? So now, he starts the Riddick Bowe rivalry, okay? In the beginning of a trilogy, of fights with the 25-year-old Riddick Bowe, who had won a silver medal in the 1988 Olympics, right? In the super heavyweight division. Holyfield suffered his first professional loss when Bowe won the undisputed title by a 12-round unanimous decision in Las Vegas. Round 10 of that fight was named the Round of the Year by the Ring magazine. Holyfield was knocked down in the 11th round. Now, he made the mistake of getting into a slugfest with the younger, bigger, and stronger Bo, leading to his defeat, right? Yeah, so Riddick Bowe won the first fight. Now, Holyfield began 1993 by beating Alex Stewart in a rematch, but this time the fight went the distance. Holyfield won a unanimous decision. Okay? Then came oh Lord, man, I keep hitting buttons. Then came the rematch with Bowe. This was the Fan Man fight. Okay? The rematch was on November 6, 1993, in what is considered by many sporting historians as one of the most bizarre moments in boxing history. During round 7, the crowd got off their feet, and many people started to run for the exits. Holyfield took his eyes off Bowe for one moment and then told Bowe to look up to the skies. What they saw was a man in a parachute flying dangerously close to them. Some people got up from the audience and ran up out of the building, man. Yeah. The man almost entered the ring, but his parachute had gotten entangled in the lights, and he landed on the ropes, an apron of the ring. He was then pulled into the crowd, where he was beaten mercilessly by members of Bowe's entourage. Yeah, Fan Man took the worst beating that night. Yeah, I showed Fan Man too before everybody got in here. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, Fan Man took the worst beating of the evening. Bowe's people pulled him in the audience and wailed on him. There he is. There's Fan Man. See him? Look like that thing on the back shaped like a heart. See that? What is that, man? Yeah, Holyfield told Bowe, look up, and Bowe looked up. That could have been the old okie doke, man. And they said some people ran for the exits, man. I'm out of here. They didn't know what was coming in there. Yeah, they didn't know what was coming in that ring, man, you know? I don't blame them. If I was there, I probably would have ran too. You know? Yeah. Excuse me for a minute. Yeah, okay. I think I'm in the right place. Okay, yeah. He got entangled in the ropes, and Bowe's entourage pulled him into the audience and beat him up. Now, Bowe's pregnant wife, Judy, fainted and had to be taken to the hospital from the arena. That's why Bowe ended up losing, because it affected him more than it affected Holyfield, because he seen his wife get taken out of there and everything, man, you know? So you know that was on his mind. Plus, she was pregnant. So yeah, he was distracted after that. But 20 minutes later, calm was restored, and Holyfield went on to recover his world heavyweight titles with a close 12-round majority decision. And the man who parachuted down to the middle of the ring became known as the Fan Man. And the fight itself became known as the Fan Man fight, right? And his victory over Bowe that year helped Holyfield be named as ABC's Wide World of Sports Athlete of the Year for 1993. Yep, he won Athlete of the Year that year. Is that where I was at? Yeah, I think that's where I was at. Holyfield versus Moorer, and then Riddick Bowe 3. Okay, so his next fight was Michael Moorer, right? The one that George. That's where I was at. Yeah, there's him and Michael Moorer right there. That's the one. I think that was before George beat him and took the title for Michael, right? Yeah, his next, but it was that same year. His next fight, yeah, because I think Moorer beat Holyfield. Let's find out. Crush, the legend in the building. What's up, Crush? The legend. Yes. He got that legendary show in the morning. Coffee and donuts. Yeah. Salute, Crush. We talking about the real deal Evander Holyfield today. We're up to his fight. We're up to 1993. You know, he turned pro in 84. We're up to 1993. Get ready to fight Michael Moorer. This is the fight. Michael Moorer took the title from Holyfield, and that's when Big George made history, took it from Mike, remember? His next fight was April 1994. He met former WBO light heavyweight, I might be wrong, champion Michael Moorer, who was attempting to become the first southpaw to become the universally recognized world heavyweight champion. He dropped Moorer in the second round. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, Moorer beat him. But He lost a 12-round majority decision, and that's when Big George made history, became the oldest man at that point, taking the title from Moorer. Remember? Yeah. He dropped Moorer in the second round, but lost a 12-round majority decision. And when he went to the hospital to have his shoulder checked, he was diagnosed with a heart condition, and he had to announce his retirement from boxing. Yep. He announced his retirement. It later surfaced that the chairman of the medical advisory board for the Nevada State Athletic Commission believed his condition to be consistent with HGH use. But watching a television show hosted by preacher Benny Hinn, one of them television preachers. There's Benny Hinn. Holyfield says he felt his heart heal while he was watching this preacher. He and Hinn subsequently became friends, and he became a frequent visitor to Hinn's crusades. In fact, during this time, Holyfield went to a Benny Hinn crusade in Philadelphia, had Hinn lay hands on him, and gave him a check for $265,000 after he was told he was healed. Yeah, I'd be good friends with him too. He'd give me $250,000. And the man said he was healed, right? He then passed his next examination by the boxing commission. Holyfield later stated that his heart was misdiagnosed due to the morphine pumped into his body, right? Yeah. Then, in 1995, Holyfield returned to the ring with a 10-round decision win versus former Olympic gold medalist Ray Mercer. He was the first man to knock Mercer down, right? And then we had Riddick Bowe 3. Holyfield Bowe 3. Bowe got his get back. Holyfield and Bowe then had their rubber match. And Holyfield knocked Bowe down with a single left hook, but Bowe prevailed by a knockout in the 8th round. Holyfield later claimed that he contracted hepatitis before the fight. Yeah, sure. Always come up with something after the fight. Why don't you say that before the fight? Come up with the excuses after the fight. Okay, Evander. So now, we finally get ready to get Holyfield and Tyson. Okay? Finally get ready to get Holyfield and Tyson. After all these years. The first time they were signed to fight, nobody gave Buster Douglas their memo, and Buster Douglas beat Mike. The second time they were signed to fight, Mike went to prison, remember? They set him up with that model or whatever she was. And, what's she doing in the man hotel room 2 o'clock in the morning? Come on. You just meet a man for the first time. She go to his hotel room 2 o'clock in the morning with him. What do you think Mike was taking her up there for? To watch Johnny Carson or something? I don't think so. Mike was going to get the goods. She was going to get some money, right? A suitcase. And the man wound up in prison. That was terrible. Okay, let's talk about Holyfield and Tyson rivalry. In 1996, there they are right there. Holyfield met former world champion Bobby Chaz, but not Mike yet, beating him by a knockout in 6 rounds. Afterwards, him and Mike Tyson met, so he fought Bobby Chaz first. Tyson had recovered the WBC and WBA heavyweight championships since he came home. And after being stripped of the WBC title for not facing Lennox Lewis, he defended the WBA title against Holyfield on November 9th, 1996. Okay, November 9th. Tyson was heavily favored to win, but Holyfield made history by defeating Tyson in an 11th round TKO. This was the 3rd occasion on which Holyfield won the WBA heavyweight title. But the fight was not recognized as being for the lineal championship, which was held by Big George Foreman at the time. And that fight was fight of the year and upset of the year when he beat when he beat Mike. Okay. Now we get to the bike fight. Holyfield versus Tyson 2. The bike fight. There you go, Mike taking a big old chomp. And he beat him twice. Listen to this. Holyfield's rematch with Tyson took place on June 28, 1997. Known as the bike fight, it went into the annals of boxing as one of the most bizarre fights in history. Along with his fight with Bowe, the Fan Man fight. Holyfield been in some doozies, remember? The Fan Man fight, the bike fight. And both of them was the second fight with Bowe and the second fight with Tyson. Crazy, ain't it? But the infamous incident occurred in the 3rd round. when Tyson bit Holyfield on one of his ears. And he didn't bite part off yet. He had 2 points deducted. Now listen to this part. The referee, Mills Lane, decided to disqualify Tyson initially, but after Holyfield and the ringside doctor intervened and said Holyfield could continue, the referee relented and allowed the fight to go on. But guess what happened? Tyson bit Holyfield again, this time on the other ear. Right? Tyson's teeth tore off a small section of the top of Holyfield's ear, known as the helix, and he spat that bit of flesh out onto the canvas. Nasty, man. Yeah, Holyfield, like, God damn, man, what's wrong with you? Mike spat it out onto the canvas. The immediate aftermath of the incident was bedlam. Tyson was disqualified and immediately ensued. Tyson claimed his bites were a retaliation to Holyfield's unchecked headbutts in the first and second fight, right? And Mike said he got cut in both fights by Evander's big head. Others argued that Tyson, knowing he was on his way to another knockout loss, was looking for a way out of the fight. Teddy Atlas, who had briefly trained Tyson 17 years earlier, predicted that Tyson would get himself disqualified, calling Tyson a very weak and flawed person. Yeah, Teddy Atlas didn't like him over because what happened between Mike patted Teddy's niece on the butt or something. Remember Teddy pulled the gun on him and stuff? Mm-hmm. So, Holyfield versus Moorer 2. We got back in there against Michael Moorer. Moorer beat him the first time, remember? There they go again. Holyfield Moorer 2. Next came a rematch, this time against Michael Moorer, who had recovered the IBF world title. Remember, George had took Mike's title, but now he got it back from somebody. Holyfield knocked Moorer to the canvas 5 times, and referee Mitch Halpern stopped the fight between the 8th and 9th rounds under the advice of physician Flip Homansky. Yeah, old Flip said, stop this thing, ref. So they stopped the fight, right? Holyfield once again unified his WBA belt with the IBF belt by avenging his defeat by Moorer, right? That was a get-back fight. In 1998, Holyfield had only one fight. Okay, had only one fight in the N98, making a mandatory defense against Von Bean, who was defeated by decision at the Georgia Dome in the champion's hometown. For the first time, Holyfield's performance called into question whether age was diminishing his ability to continue as a champion fighter. They were saying Father Time is looking at you, Evander. This is like 98. Father Time was coming into the picture. Now we get the Holyfield-Lewis rivalry. Holyfield-Lennox Lewis. Talk about their 2-fight series, okay? Holyfield and Lennox. Lennox the Lion. There they are, Holyfield and Lennox the Lion. Holyfield versus Lewis. Now by let me check this. Oh, Terrell Cameron in the building. What's up, Terrell? How are you today, bro? Good to see you. We talking about Evander Holyfield, Terrell. We up to 1998. Getting ready to talk about him and the Lennox Lewis 2-fight series is getting ready to begin. Okay? But salute Terrell Cameron. Good to see you today. Happy Friday, all that kind of stuff. Happy Friday. Okay, let's go. Holyfield versus Lewis. Okay? Fort Lewis twice. Let's get into it. Holyfield versus Lewis. By 1999, the public was clamoring for a unification fight between WBC World Champion Lennox Lewis of the United Kingdom and Holyfield had the IBF, remember? That fight happened in March of that year, 1999. The fight was declared a very controversial draw after 12 rounds, where it appeared to most that Lewis dominated the fight. Man, I don't know what them judges was looking at. Holyfield claimed his performance was hindered by stomach and leg cramps. So like Evander make a lot of excuses? Come on, Evander, stop it, man, stop. He just got beat. You said nothing about stomach and leg cramps before the fight. What did he say, offer us up against Riddick Bowe? I forgot what it was, but he made an excuse then. Holyfield and Lewis were ordered by the 3 leading organizations of which they were champions to have an immediate rematch, right? That was good that the judge, that the sanctioning bodies did that, because Lennox clearly beat him that fight, man. That was a terrible judging decision. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh, appreciate you. Salute to you, Terrell. Happy Friday. Oh, did I already say that? But yeah, happy Friday. Have a good weekend, all that. Now, Holyfield versus Lewis 2, right? Now, the second time around in November that same year, 99, Lewis became the undisputed champion by beating Holyfield by unanimous decision. And they had 3 American judges. And Holyfield was the American. Lennox was from the UK, but the 3 American judges gave to Lennox, And Holyfield said, I haven't felt this good after a fight since I was a cruiserweight. It makes me think I should have fought a little harder against Lennox. Maybe I'd be sore and sick, but I'd have the victory. Damn, that sounds crazy. He lost the fight, but he's talking about how good he felt. Okay, next, he went up in there he had a trilogy with John Ruiz. Not Andy Ruiz, John Ruiz. There go John and Evander. John Ruiz. In 2000, Lewis was stripped of the WBA belt for failing to meet lightly regarded Don King fighter John Ruiz, having fought Ruiz's conqueror, David Tua, and the WBA ordered Holyfield and Ruiz to meet for the organization's vacant title belt. Holyfield and Ruiz began their trilogy in August of that year, with Holyfield making history by winning on a controversial but unanimous 12-round decision to become the first boxer in history to be the world heavyweight champion 4 times. Remember, he had tied Ali for 3. Now he's 4. Only man to win it 4 times. The real deal, Evander Holyfield. Holyfield blamed his lackluster performance on a perforated broken eardrum. There you go again, making excuses. Damn, Evander. I didn't know that about him, man. Did y'all know that? God damn. Evander keep making excuses. And he won this fight, but it wasn't a good performance. So he blamed it on a lacerated eardrum. If you got some kind of medical injury in you boxing that's going to hinder your performance, then don't take the fight. I know you need the money and everything, but if you're going to complain and use it as an excuse, don't take the fight, damn it. Or either keep your mouth shut. Don't make excuses. You got in there with the injury. You lose. Don't make excuses, man, because you shouldn't have got in there. That's just how I feel. Okay. 7 months later, in March 2001, it was Ruiz's turn to make history at Holyfield's expense, okay? When he surprisingly managed to knock Holyfield down and beat him by a 12-round decision to become the first Hispanic ever to win a heavyweight title, right? Then, on December 15th of that same year, 2001, Holyfield challenged Ruiz for the title. This was the trilogy in an attempt to become champion again. I told you he tried to be 5 times, a few times, but he never got number 5. Become 5 different times, never got that. But he went against Ruiz. This would have been, if he could have won it, this would have been the 5th time. Now the fight was declared a draw, and John Ruiz kept the title, right? Draw, champion keep his title, right? Yeah. Okay. Holyfield versus Chris Bird. 2002 began as a promising year for Holyfield, right? In June, he met former world heavyweight champion Hasim Rockman. Okay, there he is with Rockman. To determine who would face Lennox Lewis next. The winner of this would get Lennox Lewis. Holyfield was leading on 2 of the 3 scorecards when the fight was stopped in the 8th round due to a severe hematoma on Rockman's forehead above his left eye that was caused by a headbutt earlier in the fight. Yeah, Mike Tyson had a point though. Evander did use that big head a lot. And Holyfield was ahead, so he was declared the winner by a technical decision, right? But he didn't get to face Lewis because the IBF decided to strip Lennox Lewis of his belt after he didn't want to fight Don King promoted fighter Chris Bird, instead going after Mike Tyson. and declared that the winner of the fight between Holyfield and former WBO heavyweight champion Chris Bird would be recognized as the WBA heavyweight champion. Lennox did a little ducking too. Lennox Lewis did a little ducking back in them days. Aunt McQueen in the building. What's up, Aunt? And Dark Kent, not Clark Kent, Dark Kent. Salute. Aunt McQueen and Dark Kent in the building. Like that name. I said not Clark Kent, Dark Kent. Okay? Don't get it twisted. But salute, gentlemen. We are winding down the Evander Holyfield profile. Got a few more fights to go. Now he's fighting. He was supposed to fight Lennox. He was in a title eliminator to fight Lennox Lewis, but then Lennox got stripped. So he's fighting. I think he was fighting Chris Bird, and the winner would be the WBA champion, right? And Holyfield once again tried to become the first man ever to be heavyweight champion 5 times. When I told you, he did try it a couple times when he met Bird, but Bird came out as the winner by a 12-round unanimous decision. Okay, now in Bradger mode, consecutive losses and a New York suspension. On October 4th, 2003, Holyfield lost the lights out James Toney by TKO when his corner threw in the towel in the 9th round. At age 42, Holyfield returned to the ring to face Larry Donald on November 13th, 2004. He lost his 3rd consecutive fight in a 12-round unanimous decision. I told you Father Time had been looking at Holyfield like 2 years earlier when he hit 40, but Holyfield stuck around. There he had lost 3 straight now, 3 straight. In August 2005, it had been reported that the New York State Athletic Commission had banned Evander Holyfield from boxing in New York due to diminishing skills, despite the fact that Holyfield had passed a battery of medical tests. Wow, they do that? Father Time told him to do it. Comeback. Holyfield was initially criticized for his ongoing comeback, but he was adamant that his losses to Toney and Donald were the result of a shoulder injury, not of old age. They go Evander with the excuses. I did not know Evander made all those excuses like that. But they're like the 5th time he made an excuse. But anyway, Holyfield had looked better in his first 4 fights since Donald, and he appeared to have answered the critics who say that he lacked the cutting edge and ability to follow up on crucial openings that he had in his youth, right, when he was younger. Now, Holyfield defeated Jeremy Bates by TKO on August 18th, 2006 in a 10-round fight at American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Okay? Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more in the building. What's up, Bruce Gas? The real deal today. Yeah, me and Bruce Gas lived through many of these fights that I'm talking about today. Most of y'all was in Pampers and stuff. Okay, but let's go. Salute, Bruce Gas. How are you today, bro? Always good to see you. Okay. Now, yeah, he's fighting Jeremy Bates, right? He defeated Jeremy Bates. He dominated the fight, which was stopped in the 2nd round after he landed roughly 20 consecutive punches on Bates. Wow. Yes. You land 20, nothing coming back. Yeah, stop it. Stop it. Yeah. Holyfield defeated Fres Oquendo by unanimous decision on November 10th, 2006 in San Antonio, Texas. Holyfield knocked Oquendo down in the first minute of the 1st round and continued to be the aggressor throughout the fight, winning a unanimous decision by scores of 116-111 and 114-113 twice. So, yeah, Oquendo recovered. He got knocked down in the 1st minute, but he made it the distance, and 2 judges only gave him the loss by 1 point. So, wow. After that 1st minute, 1st round knockdown, everybody probably thought, oh, this is a wrap, but no, he hung in there. On March 17th, 2007, Holyfield defeated Vinny Matalani by TKO when Matalani's corner threw in the towel to save their man from serious injury in the ring. Then on June 30th, 2007, Holyfield defeated Lou Savarese, knocking the bigger and heavier Savarese down in the fourth and again in the ninth round, en route to a unanimous decision win. So he's making a good little comeback now. He's putting together a little winning streak, He's still trying to get that, be the heavyweight champion for the fifth time, right? He got 4, only man that had 4. When he tied Ali at 3, then he broke that record at 4. He's trying to break his own record at 5, but never did. But he tried a few times, a lot of times, really. But he's on the way back again, because this was Holyfield's 4th win in 10 months. 2 of them by knockout. So he's on the way back. And this victory finally set the stage for another title fight, right? Against, oh man, here come one of them names. But I know I got this one. Syllableize it out. Okay? Finally got another title shot against Sultan Ibragimov. Now that's it. Sultan Ibragimov for the WBO heavyweight title. Holyfield versus Ibragimov. Put them up. There they go. Here's him and Ibragimov. Okay? On October 13th, 2007, Holyfield was defeated by Sultan Ibragimov. Although unable to defy his critics by winning a 5th heavyweight title, Holyfield refused to be backed up by the young champion and even rattled him in the closing part of the 12th round. Okay? Okay, wait a minute. Doc Kent says, Holyfield was a warrior as a fighter. I recall the man stating he loved to fight and gives him a thrill feeling. Okay, thrill feel. Okay, Doc Kent, appreciate that. All right. Yeah, the fight was mostly uneventful against Ibragimov, however, with neither fighter being truly staggered or knocked down. In most of the exchanges, Ibragimov was able to land 2 punches to Holyfield's 1, and the result was a unanimous decision for Ibragimov with scores of 118-110, 117-111 twice. A little wide there, Evander. So he didn't get to be the 5th man in that one. Then he went up against Valueb. Valueb. Now, Valueb, it looked like his head bigger than Evander's. Now, he told BBC Scotland Sports Weekly, I'm going to fight, be the heavyweight champion of the world one more time. Then I'm going to write another book and tell everybody how I did it. On December 20th, 2008, he fought in Zurich, Switzerland. The WBA heavyweight champion, Nikolai Valueb, for a paycheck of $600,000, the lowest amount he has ever received for a championship fight. At the weigh-in, Holyfield weighed 214 pounds. Guess how much Valueb weighed? 310 pounds for Valueb. That was a career low. Valueb weighed 310 pounds. That was the lowest he ever weighed in his career, 310. God damn, I wonder what he was used to weighing in it. Now, Valueb defeated Holyfield by a highly controversial majority decision after a relatively uneventful fight. One judge scored the fight a draw, 114, while the others had Valueb winning 116-112 and 115-114. Many analysts were outraged at the decision, thinking Holyfield had clearly won, and that would have been his 5th time being heavyweight champion. There was talk of a rematch in 2009, right? But it didn't materialize. Never materialized. Okay? The WBA did their own investigation into the controversial decision. They ain't gonna do nothing. That's just a show investigation they do. As the World Boxing Association always cares about, this is what the WBA said, phony. As the World Boxing Association always cares about and respects the fans and the media's opinion, the championship committee has ordered a panel of judges to review the tape of the fight between Nikolai Valueb and Evander Holyfield for the WBA heavyweight title. Read a statement from the WBA. The organization also expressed that they would give a decision accordingly in the following weeks. Many speculated that an immediate rematch would be the most likely scenario, but this never materialized. Told you it was just like a show investigation. The least they could have did was give Hello. I guess I'm back. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Technical difficulties. Okay, where were we? Francois Botha. Right? Okay. Can everybody hear me? Can somebody give me a thumbs up, please? I went out for a minute. Miss Cass, you listening? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, please. Okay. But we were at Francois Botha. Testing. I guess I'm not back yet. Hello. Gee. Why am I not? Oh, MG. Hello. Can y'all hear me yet? I guess not. I don't know what's going on. Shit. Oh God. You listening? Can you hear me now? You can? Put a thumbs up if you can hear me. Hello. Can you hear me, Miss Cass? Give me a thumbs up, please. Can you hear me, Miss Cass? Put a thumbs up or a heart or something in there if you can. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell's going on. Put a heart or something out in there if you can hear me. Well, I guess nobody can hear me, so. Testing. I don't know what the hell happened. I know. Okay, I heard you. Can you hear me now? Can somebody please put a thumbs up? I'm begging you, if you can hear me. Miss Cass? Damn. Nobody's listening? Okay. I don't think nobody's listening. I might as well go off. Well, okay. Francois Botha. Holyfield versus Botha. Okay. After the loss to Valuev, Holyfield took a period of inactivity. He reportedly agreed to fight South African boxer Francois Botha. This fight happened on January 16th, 2010. It was agreed that the venue for the fight would be the Nelson Mandela Memorial Stadium in Kampala, Uganda. A few weeks before the fight, it was revealed that the fight would be postponed to February 20th, 2010. The fight was put in jeopardy due to economic disagreements, but was later confirmed to be on April 10th, 2010 at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. When asked about his upcoming fight, the four-time world heavyweight champion said, "I've been hearing for a while that I can't do it. All it does is light a fire under me to prove people wrong." He added, "I can still fight. I don't want to leave until I become the undisputed heavyweight champion one more time." Okay? Now, it started slowly against Botha, as usual, in the early going. Botha held and hit Holyfield and took control of the fight for the first 3 rounds. But the South African could not slow down Holyfield, though he did hurt him, and the American boxer slowly began to punch him more and more to take control of the fight in the later rounds. In the 7th round, Holyfield stunned Botha and knocked him down in the 8th round. Though he beat the count, Holyfield cornered him and landed many punches that forced the referee, Russell Mora, to stop the fight. At the time of the stoppage, Holyfield was behind on 2 judges' scorecards, 67-66, while the third judge had it 69-64 for Holyfield. Only 3,127 people attended the fight. So his next fight was against Sherman Williams. Okay, Sherman Williams. Okay, and the fight against Williams was November 5th, 2010, at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Y'all must can hear me because there's like 9 people in here. But it was then postponed twice before finally being rescheduled to January 22nd, 2011, and moved to the Greenbrier in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Holyfield started the fight slowly, and in the 2nd round, he was cut in the left eye following an accidental clash of heads. In round 3, as he took several combinations, that's when they had the clash of heads in round 3. At the end of the round, Holyfield told his corner that he was unable to see due to the cut. Consequently, the fight was ruled a no contest, right? Now, the WBC had allegedly agreed to match Holyfield up with Vitaly Klitschko after fights with Williams and Nielsen. Okay, so next he fought Nielsen, trying to get that shot with Klitschko, which he never got. Okay, just got a couple more because we're winding down. I don't. Okay, it is Nielsen. Him and Nielsen. It is Nielsen. Brian Nielsen, right? He was the most popular Danish heavyweight in their country's history. And this fight was March 5th, 2011 in Denmark, right? but it had to be postponed to May 7th, 2011, due to a cut Holyfield received in the Williams fight, right? That same cut. Yeah. And the official weigh-in was held on Friday night in Denmark, with Holyfield coming in at 225 pounds, right? And Nielsen came in at 238 pounds. Okay. Holyfield started aggressively this time, pressing him. And Nielsen was 46 years old. So Holyfield started out pressing him, right? And the referee stopped the fight, stopped the contest. Holyfield stopped him in the second round. Okay? And no, the 10th round, excuse me. And finally, Vitor Belfort. Remember that one? That was the MMA guy that beat him. Right? He retired. Okay, after the Nielsen fight, he retired, right? And he attempted to land a shot at the World Heavyweight title against Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko. They both were champions, right? But after more than a year trying to land the fight, Holyfield finally retired. Okay? He stated, "The game's been good to me, and I hope I've been good to the game. I'm 50 years old on Friday, and I pretty much did everything that I wanted to do in the sport of boxing." But he came back and fought Belfort because remember, that was supposed to be an Oscar. And Oscar had caught COVID. Remember, Holyfield fought him and just got destroyed by this MMA guy. There they are. Just got destroyed. Y'all must can hear me because I see 8 up there. There's 8 people listening. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on. Okay. Yeah, finally, he fought the MMA guy as a replacement for Oscar and just went in there and got destroyed, man. It was an exhibition fight. 2015. First, he had a fight with the politician Mitt Romney, right? Friendly exhibition fight for charity. Took place in Utah. Helped the organization Charity Vision. Then he fought Belfort. Okay. April 16th, 2021. So the fight was June 5th, 2021, right? And went in there, got knocked out in the first round. Okay. And we're going to wind it up because it's 3:45. But I appreciate everybody. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I think I might have hit something. You know, I think I turned the Wi-Fi off. But it worked out. It's Friday. It's the day of the big fight. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul tonight. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor tonight. Good card. Then a whole bunch of talk going on back and forth about it. We find out tonight. And then tomorrow, we got the big Riyadh season. Riyadh season continues with Berto Ramirez and Chris Billiard-Smith over there in Saudi Arabia. So that should be a good one. Okay. Make sure you come back Monday. Fantasy matchups Monday is going to be Bud Crawford against the legend. For anyone that don't know, fantasy matchup Mondays, I take one fighter and put him up against 15 to 20 fighters from different eras, right? First time I used the active fighter. I always have some active fighters as some of the 15 to 20, but never been the subject. It's going to be Bud Crawford this time. Let's Talk Fashion said he probably go undefeated. I don't know. It's going to be tough. But they always say Bud Crawford is a fighter that you can drop in any era, and he would be successful. Okay, that's what they say. So we'll see. Monday. Fantasy matchups Monday. Oh, Lord. Bud Crawford versus the legend. Yeah. Be working on that this weekend. Try to bring y'all a good show. And then we get people come up afterwards, and we had a good conversation this Monday. It was fire, man. Yeah. He's all him in retirement, or personal life. Yeah. Evander Holyfield. The real deal. Okay? But I appreciate everybody for stopping by today. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Ant McQueen, Dark Kent, Terrell Cameron, Crush the Legend, Al Booger, Melanin Queen 27, Let's Talk Fashion, Ray Patterson, Thomas Hill, BN Boxing News, Define Irony, Mike Rim, Jarrell Hattie, Ken Saul Love 1, Mike Mazik, and Miss Cass. I'll be back Monday because if it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian bringing you all that boxing history. Just do boxing straight ahead. This is Cass Sports. Everybody have a great weekend. And I will see y'all around those JBT streets. I had to refresh the chat. It was thumbs up and everything in there. My bad. But everybody have a great weekend.